Well, if 20 minutes tells us anything, it is that this one may come down to inches in interpretation. The headline moment of that period, the potential 3-1 lead for the United States is not here. Instead, we are tied at 1-1 because a potential go-ahead goal for the United States erased after a successful Latvian challenge midway through the first. Brock Nelson appeared to give Team USA a 2-1 lead with a deflection in front, but Latvian head coach signaled immediately for review. After a lengthy look, officials determined that J.T. Miller had interfered with goaltender Elvis Merkelinskis in the crease. Goal overturned. Instead of momentum building for the Americans, we remain tied, and Latvia, to its credit, has been opportunistic. Let's rewind the scoring. At 5:29 of the first period, it was the classic Takahawk hockey. Brad Takahawk finishing in tight, assisted by his brother Matthew and defenseman Zach Werenski. A heavy shift, traffic in the net, and the Americans had their first lead of the Olympic tournament, 1-0. But Latvia answered at 7:25. Kratzenbergs found space and buried the equalizer, assisted by Gergson, a quick strike that silenced the early American surge and leveled the game at 1-1. And then came the controversy. Nelson's deflection waved off due to goaltender interference, the second successful challenge by Latvia in this game. Without those challenges, we could very well be looking at a 3-1 United States advantage heading into the break. Instead, it's deadlocked, adding to the tension late in the period. Kratzenbergs, already with a goal, was sent off at 15:52 for holding, giving the United States a power play opportunity. But Latvia's penalty kill held firm, and Merkelinskis, who's already been busy, stood tall. So after 20 minutes, USA won, Latvia won. Take you around the games earlier today at the Milano Ice Hockey Arena. Canada wasted no time, showing why they arrived as one of the tournament's favorites. It began late in the first period, 1954 to be exact, when 19-year-old Macklin Severlini set up his first goal, and how about Cale Maker and Connor McDavid with the assist? A glimpse of Canada's present and future on one shift. From there, the depth took over. Mark Stone made it 2-0 in the second, finishing a sequence orchestrated by Mitch Marner and Sidney Crosby. Later in the period, Bo Horvath extended the lead to 3, assisted by Brad Marchand and Thomas Harley. And then in the third, the firepower only grew louder. Nathan McKinnon blasted home a power play goal. McDavid, Crosby again pulling the strings before Nick Suzuki capped it off. McDavid finished with 3 assists, Crosby with 2, 5 goals, 10 different names on the score sheet, a 5-0 shutout for Canada as they moved to 1-0, looking every bit like a team built for a long stay in Milan. Switzerland taking on France. How about Switzerland setting the tone quickly against France? Just 55 seconds in, Damian Riot capitalized on the power play. 2 minutes later, Janis Moser doubled the lead, and that was the cushion the Swiss would need. After a scoreless second, Timo Meyer took over in the third, scoring twice, once off a feed for Roman Josi, and again off a beautiful setup involving Moser and Kevin Fila. A disciplined, efficient 4-0 victory for Switzerland. France drops to 0-1. Switzerland joins Canada atop Group A at 1-0. 2 games, 2 shutouts, a combined score of 9-0. If day 1 in Group A told us anything, it's this. The heavyweights are heavy for a reason, and the margin for error at the Olympic Games is razor thin. More hockey still to come in Milan, where every shift feels like it carries the weight of a nation. The Americans have stretches of control. Their depth and skill are evident, but Latvia has shown poise, discipline, and perhaps most importantly, composure under review. If this opening period told us anything, it's that Latvia wouldn't be intimidated, and the United States may have to earn every inch of ice tonight. Second period coming up from Milan Cortina. We're tied at